This is for the players. For those that leap into battle in the blink of an eye. For the drivers that compete for their club, no matter where they are. For everyone who has triumphs, tips and tricks to share.
And for those who love to play with complete freedom, this is for the game changers, the innovators. This is for the players. This is PS4.
It's a whole new game. See the PlayStation 4 Victory League live.
Welcome everyone to Valley Road today for the big clash between the travelling South Hobart and the Devonport Strikers. Just before we get stuck into talking about the game, just saw that PlayStation ad for the first time, not the one where Braden Mann does a bicycle and all that fancy stuff. The one before that, if you haven't got a PlayStation, go get yourself one, because I've just realised what I'm missing out on, and my next port of call during the week will be to go and get myself a PlayStation, whatever number we're up to, PlayStation 4. I'm getting one, just for the graphics. It looked amazing. Couldn't play the thing to save myself. I'm here today with Simon Wilson, one of Devonport's greatest ever players. In the absence of
Rig Douglas.
Cammy Rig Douglas, who's managed to somehow impress the coach enough with his commentary to warrant a start with the Victory League side.
It's one of the great Houdini acts. He's gone from just training when he feels like it. He's always washing his baby. He's always an hour late to training, and somehow he's straight into the starting lineup, Nico.
Must have, I don't know, Bobby and Malgori must have shown some sort of panic to put this man in. I mean, South Hobart could have probably rested their whole lineup and just put out their second side, knowing that Cammy Rig Douglas was out there in the middle.
But you never know, he may surprise us here today. He's a package. He's used to the big game. He loves it. So we're interested to see how Cammy performs today. If not, he'll be straight back to the commentary box.
Yeah, he might. What's his rig? Just run through the rig arm for me while we're waiting for the lineups.
The reason why Camille Douglas is called Rig to start with.
Yep.
He was at a staff function. He teaches at St Rendlesham College. He was talking about he won the best and fairest that year, and he was talking to some of the female colleagues, and he said to both females that he had the best body of any previous best and fairest winners. So that's the Chris McKennas, the Gilberts, like the Snow Campaigns. He had the best rig of anyone that's up on the board, and that's where Rig Douglas has come from. The rig arm is basically, it's pretty preempted. It's like a chook arm. Basically just goes a turn, throws up a wing, and then turns the other way. It's pretty effective, and it'll be interesting to see if the South Hobart boys have done their homework on the rig chicken arm.
I don't reckon they would have. I think that's going to be a bit of a ace in the pack for Devonport. They're just going to say, check this guy out and watch him do his work. He's a funny kid. He's got also, there's rig eyes. That's later in the night after he's had a few.
He's renowned also to do some donuts in the middle. He'll just go around and around in circles.
Yes,
so.
He does go around in circles. He's definitely one to look today, as we've got to get back on topic here. We've got the Devonport Strikers home team line-up on the screen at the moment. We've got, as usual, Tom Pearce in goals. Bradley Chilcott passed a fitness test earlier today. He's going to take his spot in the lineup. We've got Josh Maskill, who did intend to spend a lot of the rest of this year in the mainland, or on the mainland, but he's found his way back after finding that the grass isn't greener over there. And he's slotted in the absence of a few today. Dommy Longlegs, he's a great player. He's only 16 or so. He might have just turned 17, who knows, but he's definitely a player of the future. I'd love to see him slide into centre back instead of playing at left back. But he's certainly a very, very good young player. He's a taller lad, so he's taken a bit of time to mature, but it normally takes him even longer, so really rapt to see him having a great year and putting himself out there. Brodie Dennehy's come back from injury, I believe. He's had 2 weeks out and he's ready and raring to go. He's got one of those bodies where he doesn't really get injured much. So the 2 weeks off would have been hell for him, and he's happy to be back. Kieran Mulroney, Michael Holden, the ever dangerous Michael Holden. He will need to do some pretty special stuff today in the absence of Bo Blizzard and Bobby Eves. Down to Cammy Douglas, we've already talked about him. Just chuck the number 10 on and put me in the middle of the park, he says, and that's what Mao's done. Adam Gorry coming into some good form. Todd Hingston, massive return to form last week. He won the Slice of Cheese Stubby for best on ground. South would not want to get complacent with him in the side. He can win the game just by himself, I reckon. The import Daniel Sison, that rounds out the top 11, and 3 on the bench are pretty unfamiliar names. You probably heard Matt Jordan before. He's been there a few times, but Mikey Daya is a sort of in the same style as Cammy Douglas, a bit of a holding midfielder. He can rip around there. And one of my favourites, Henry Rippon. He, young player who's had some bit of bad luck with injuries over the years, but he's making his way up the ranks here at Devonport, and he's an exciting winger. Bobby Eves is the absent coach today. Mao Gorry will look after the team, is pretty much what happens for the rest of the year. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. South Hobart lineup. Probably the absence of Daniel Brown is the big one. He's being rested. I think he's in suspension trouble. He's not suspended today, but if he picked up another yellow, I do believe that...
Another two-way, I think he is.
Yeah, I do believe that he's at risk of missing some important games, so they've chosen to rest him. We've got Kane Pearce in goals, the young Northwest boy Liam Quayle. He's a southerner now. He's a quality young player. Kobe Kemp, Hugh Ludford, Hugh Undy, Darcy Hall, all pretty familiar names this year. Oscar Thomas is doing a fantastic job in the centre-back position for South Hobart since he's come in. The return home of Braden Man. All his fans, I think he calls them, what does he call them? Hulkamaniacs, yeah, I think he calls them.
There's about 2, I think, here today at the ground.
Yeah, what? Yeah, and there's probably 3 teeth between them. Chris Hunt, Alex Lazinski and Matt Lewis, all familiar names to the viewers out there, and Joe Stevens and Alex Walter are probably the only 2 with a chance of coming on, and Mark Monker just enjoys travelling around Tasmania as the backup goalkeeper. Ken Morton, obviously the super coach of South Hobart. Hopefully for their sake it doesn't backfire leaving Daniel Brown out today. If they lose today, it's a long way back. We've got the ladder up there for you. As you can see, the Tête de la Course, Olympia, are out in front by 5 points, and that's a handy break at this point in time, at this stage of the year. South Hobart 5 points behind, so they pretty much need to win every game and hope Olympia drop one somewhere. Zebras are probably out of the title race now, but they're going to sit comfortably in 3rd for the rest of the year. They might sneak up to 2nd should South Hobart falter somewhere along the line. And then it's a bit of a race for the next 4 teams, Devonport being one of those. We've got Northern Rangers, Lonnie City, Devonport City and Kingborough, all in the space of 4 points. So if Devonport want to achieve a respectable league position, as they were hoping to at the start of the year, they'd like to sneak into that 4th position. And a win today will go a long way towards that. Our favourite people, the referees. Jimmy Hortle, he's Been doing some pretty good work of late. Our favourite up this way, Brainy, loves a blink. Does Brainy?
He doesn't miss a thing, old Brainy, on the sidelines. He's takes his job very seriously, and he's very quick with the flag. He's Nathan Brain.
And I've got no idea who assistant number 2 is, but it's Drew Den Hartog. He's got a good name.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
Must be some European, I'd say, in that name. Den on Hartog.
Might be, yeah.
Not sure.
It's not
not
really
too
South
sure.
American.
No, it's not really. No.
But who knows? Who knows? Oh, the commentators, Nick Owen and Simon Wilson.
Sounds like a pleasure.
Average at best, but we'll try our best, seeing as though that Riggy's out there playing, so you get to watch the man instead of listen to the man. He might commentate himself. We try to hook him up with a bit of a microphone, but not. He likes to take it a bit seriously out there, so we couldn't do that. Probably going to be a little bit away from kickoff, or as I say that, the referees blow their whistle.
Beautiful day here, Nico.
Lovely day, very in stark contrast to the game last week.
Definitely.
I'm pretty glad that I missed that one.
It's very balmy here today. Dan Brown was locked out of the South Hobart change room. He was kicked out. Bit
Was
of
he?
inside work. Yep, didn't want him in there.
Fair enough too.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have anything sensible to contribute
Nah,
at this
probably
stage.
not.
This Victory League clash between South Hobart and the Devonport top Sydney Strikers.
So we listen to Rod Andrews over the PA. We'll just pause for a moment.
7, Darcy Hall. Number 12, Chris Hunt. Cody Kemp wears number 3. Alexander Lazinski, number 13. Matt Lewis, number 14. Hugh Ludford, number 5. Braden Mann, number 9. Reserve goalkeeper Mark Muncore, number 21. Kane Pearce wears the number 1 shirt. William Quayle, number 2. Joe Stevens, number 4. Number 8, Oscar Thomas. Number 6, Hugh Lundy. Alex Roll wears number 10. Chris Downey wears number 17. Liverpool top Sydney Strikers. Brad Shulcock wears number 2. Brady Kennedy, number 7. Lennox, number 3. Todd Houston, number 12. Michael Holt, number 9. 22, Matthew Hall. Number 8, Hugh Ryan. Tom Hughes wears number 1. Ross Smith, number 4. Number 17, Daniel Syson. Josh Driscoll wears number 3. Number 6 at Mikey O'Make to the new on the bench. So the Liverpool top Sydney Strikers. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy your afternoon at Valley Road. And the bar is now open if you feel a little bit thirsty.
Yes, the bar is open. We are without Rig, but we're also without Damien Gill today, who's got a very... it's probably disappointing that he couldn't make it, but it's for an extremely good cause. He is down covering, I believe, the Stay Chatty Cup. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's an excellent cause, encouraging people to speak up if they're having issues. Speak with your loved ones, speak with your friends, speak with the professionals, and get yourself sorted. It's not one of those things that you keep to yourself these days. So Damien, I'm sure, might be listening, so good day to you out there, Damien, and I hope it goes well. Also tonight, I think there is a function in there. You're going to have to probably check the blogs and stuff to find out where it is, but Damien Gill has been requested for a guest host role for the to pretty much watch boys dress up as girls, which I'm sure he'd be love doing. And one of our own, I've just got to remember who, I think it might be Sean McManus. He might be one of the contestants, so there's a bit of a slice of cheese flavour going on at that function, so can't wait to see some of the photos and see how it goes. Hopefully Gilly's not too biased, or he likes to be a little bit Gilly. He loves a bit of bias. He'd be up here talking up South Hobart right now. As the teams shake hands, we're only seconds from being underway here.
So, Nico, who are you liking? What's your thoughts at the moment?
Well, I am going to tip South Hobart. As much as I don't like to, but I think they've got... I think when Devonport beat South Hobart, they didn't really have Alex Lazinski. I think he came on a bit later, but...
Yeah, he did.
He is danger. He's one of my favourites outside of Devonport. He's just got that big stature. He's got a nice beard as well going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's a man playing against boys on a lot of occasions. So I really think with him up there, Chris Hunt playing well, Braden Mann scoring goals, that's going to be pretty hard to stop. Devonport needed to be at full strength, but unfortunately they're not, and I think that means that South Hobart might get the chocolates. What do you think, Simon?
Yeah, I was going to say, my heart always says Devonport, but the head will say South here. My prediction is probably 4 or 5-1, I reckon, to South. I think Devonport, their best hope, I think, honestly, today is on the counter to try and use the pace of Turtle Holden up front. Obviously, Bo Blizzard and Bobby Eves is a big out for Devonport, but it'll be interesting to see how Devonport, they've got nothing to lose today, and hopefully they play with that mentality and attack the game from the whistle and see what happens.
Yeah, I think if Michael Holden can just hover in and around maybe Hugh Ludford's got the experience, but he hasn't got the pace to match Michael Holden. It might be something he might take advantage of. I'm sure Huey would be making sure that he's nowhere near Michael Holden, and that'd be what I'd be doing if I was his.
And I think that's the reason why you'll find there's no Dan Brown today, with Turtle Holden bearing down.
Yeah, but Brownie was scared. That might be it.
We've also discussed the teaching position up here. He's out and about, so I'm trying to scour him at the moment, Dan Brown.
Yeah, no, we could find something for him as we kick off here. Lazinski to Undy. It goes back to Ludford. It's going to be a little bit of possession by South Hobart, just to tease it out, just to make sure they don't concede an early one. As Maskeel back in the team doesn't find his touch. Gary was quite hard in there. Thought it might have been a free kick. We'll play on though. Michael Holden looks to dance around Lewis, but Lewis is a bit more experienced than that and sees off the danger. Holden picks up the throw-in. He hasn't. I think Holden will come under very close attention. It's already started. I think he had 2, if not 3 players on him in that exchange, and Ken Morton's not stupid. He'll get as many people near Michael Holden, and that'll go a long way to winning the game. It's a contested free kick. Gary picks up the ball, plays it to Chilcott, who could be still a little bit gingery. I think he's got a thigh problem. He looked for Syson, couldn't find him. Supporters out in force here today. They're in their cars, they're in the grandstand. It's the throw in. Syson gets up and heads. Kemp looks long to Darcy Hall. He's got a chance here. He's popped it over the top. Is it going to go in the back of the net? It's going to bounce over. Did everything right there, Darcy Hall. And unlucky for him as the ball from Kemp came through. Mulroney probably didn't put enough body on where he could have. And South Hobart, very unlucky not to be a goal up in only the first couple of minutes. Dennehy heads it in the different direction that he was aiming. Hall started with a spring in his step. Ludford out there taking a throw-in, flicked on by Albie. It's going to roll out for a goal kick. Just watching Cammy Douglas moving through the middle of the park. Looks like he's limping already, the poor kid. This is some sort of tactic maybe just to get over here by half-time, I reckon. It's a free header for Kemp in the middle there. Undy wins the ball. Hall's got it. He will deliver across. It's not a great one, but it was in the direction of Lazinski, but Hingston's back there to clean up. Plays it to Smith, who's got Dennehy ahead of him. Back to Smith. That's a dangerous ball into Chilcott there. It's been cut out by Lazinski. Devonport will clear, however. It's come out wide to Syson, who looks to be playing in a right wing position. Quayle gets a boot in there ahead. It's a throw into Devonport.
Time.
Mulroney in 2 minds. He does find Gorry, however, whose touch is heavy, although sees it pass. Here's Riggy's first touch. Plays it to Dennehy. Dennehy need put a bit of loopage on the ball. And Devonport have coughed it up. Good work there by Undy to be in the right spot at the right time. He can't find Ludford, however. He looks to be playing in a right back position, Ludford. Matty Lewis and Oscar Thomas are in the centre backs. Quayle at left back for South Hobart. Holden delivers the cross, but it's gone out for a goal kick. Interesting move by South Hobart to have Ludford at right back, Simon.
Yeah, it is on, especially if Turtle floats out to the left-hand side. Obviously, it's a tactic, obviously, they've thought about putting Ludford out to the far side. Whether or not his main role today is shut down Dennehy, I'm not too sure.
Dennehy's no slouch with the pace either.
No, he's not.
As we've got Smith playing it out to Dennehy now. We've got the one-on-one but that we've been waiting for. Ludford stands off Dennehy. Turtle's gone past Thomas. Couldn't get a shot off though, and Lewis did well to come across and cover. Kingston plays a 1-2 with Rig Douglas. Probably tries to do a bit too much there with it. Hunt's picked up the ball. Looks for it's a pretty well directed pass there. Undy was heading in that direction, but Smith was up and aware as Pearce slips just as he tried to kick it there. The ground is a little bit bobbly. It might be a little bit slippery. It was very cold overnight. The section in front of the grandstand was still frozen this morning while the unders were playing. But the rest of the pitch should be pretty good. Ludford in an attacking right back role. It's a lovely ball. Braden Mang's going to pick it up ahead of Maskill. Maskill is probably just going to line him up and put the boot into him at some stage, I dare say. He doesn't mind a bit of that action. Chilcott clears the Quayle pass. Dennehy shouldn't have coughed the ball up, but he did. Darcy Halls started brightly. He's definitely got a spring in his step. Getting a start. Can't get the ball crossed past Kieran Mulroney, and it's out for a throw-in. Pretty big day for Devonport here today. Their rivals Ulverston have made the short trip down the Bass Highway. There's nothing much to see in the replay. A misguided cross. But Devonport winning the under-18s and the reserves in the Northern Championship. They're up and about in the crowd. We should get a bit vocal towards the end of this game. There's Riggy, just challenges strongly but can't keep the ball in front of him. Gorry should... No, he coughed it up again. Scrappy at the moment, Wilson.
Very scrappy.
But, having said that, Gorry just pinpoints a 50-metre pass to Dennehy, who fluffs the cross, and it's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's an interesting start to the game. It's very, very scrappy at the moment. Both teams looking to obviously settle into some type of rhythm, but yeah, it's just at each other at the moment. I'm sure it will slow down here in a minute, but obviously South want to start pretty well after making the trip up this morning.
Lewis and Pearce exchange passes. No pressure on here. It'll just go back to Lewis, one would think. Zinski just copped one through there from Mulroney. Winced a little bit. Once again, the ball's in dispute for probably longer than either team would like. Ball's gone back to Pearce, who's got plenty of time. Interesting ball into Gorry, who's under close attention now. This is a chance for South Hobart. No. Pearce clears long before Hunt could get there. Thomas is a huge central back figure.
He's a big
He hasn't got the pace for Holden though. Holden's left one-on-one with Ludford. Skip past him again, delivers hard and low, and Pearce saves down low.
Yeah, it's looking ominous for South Hobart. They're going to have to watch that very closely. Turtles already started to get a little bit of room out there.
It's a free kick to Devonport. I'm sure Wilson put that in the free kick.
Yes, I'll add that on straight away. Thanks, Nico.
Maskill plays it wide. Chilcott wasn't suspecting it, but wasn't expecting it, sorry. And just kicks it straight back to Pearce in the South Hobart goal. Devonport just happy to sit off a bit and let South Hobart play it around defence in their defensive third. Put a little bit more pressure on as they come up the field, but not much, however. Matt Lewis almost finds Chris Hunt. Mulroney, ambition outweighing ability. Maskill doesn't muck around with it, however. Gorry has a good chance to attack it. Oh, he takes a heavy touch. Both teams in midfield just struggling to have a decent touch and coughing it up. Again, rigged that time. Rigged Douglas. Here's Darcy Hall. He's looking dangerous, Darcy. He's going to deliver a better cross this time. Braden Mann snuck in with the right boot just ahead of Pearce, but Pearce probably did enough. Here's the replay, and Mann probably could have made it look like a penalty if he tried hard enough, but good, fair play to him. He knew that he missed his opportunity. Pearce not making the same mistake again and playing it a bit longer to Sison, who's popped the ball straight up in the air. Kemp's in front of him this time. Wins it to Mann. Mann with that big presence in Albie Mangles up front. Puts it just in the general direction. He knows he's going to be there, but Lazinski can't control it this time. Header easily won by Ludford. Lazinski allowed to turn. And, geez, it would have only just been a marginal offside there, and Braden Mann doesn't look too aggrieved with the decision. So we'll say fair enough. Maskill to Holden. Hingston plays a yucky ball forward, goes out for a throw-in. Quayle along to Lazinski. Sison will get there ahead of Quayle. He won't have the pace to get past Quayle, so he's going to have to do some fancy footwork. Chilcott bombed on.
The rock has moved.
The rock. No rocks today, he's off. Very much improved year by Chilcott. Probably his best in the 3 years of the Victory League.
Definitely is. Distribution is improving game by game. Now what are the referees talking about here? Portal. Is this the first slice, Nico?
Slice of cheese.
It
Who
is
have we
too.
got? Chilcott.
This is Chilcott.
I think Chilcott knows what it's for, but no one else does.
Yeah, he's not really arguing.
He's not
about
arguing. He'd probably put a little sneaky one in.
And there's a little bit of a smirk through that, I'm going to say horrendous beard.
There
Sorry,
is
I know you're a beard man.
There's no such thing, Simon Wilson.
Oh, well, I beg to differ.
Maskill loves a header. Solid header. Holden flicks it on, and there's no one there. Hunt in a deep roll. Nice little bit of play there by South Hobart. Kemp, very impressive youngster. Plays it to Hugh Undy. We've got ourselves a corner. Just confirmation of the slice of cheese for Bradley Chilcott. Lovely delivery from the corner. Mulroney's there to deal with it. It's going to be cleared away by Sison, but only as far as Kemp, who could line up for an audacious strike. He skips past Briggy in the midfield. Maskill goes in hard. And Kemp has come off probably the better of the two as he skipped past Rig there, but Maskill, boom. Does not mind that. Very proud Leeds supporter. He fancies fancy Leeds as a bit of a hard nut sort of team to follow. He's up, he'll shake it off. We'd love to be able to show you his tattoo. That's I think it's on his right butt cheek, Simon.
I'm not really sure, Nico. The fact that you're aware of which cheek it's on means...
Yeah, no, I've got a photo of it. Don't worry. Well, just can't actually say what the second. It's 2 words, and the second one's Millwall.
Right.
We can't tell you the first one.
Is he a Millwall fan, Nico?
No, he
Well,
definitely does not like Millwall.
Probably put 2 and 2 together then.
Yeah, so anyway, and there's a nice little cartoon panda just below it, so
That's nice.
he's embraced his nickname. Some conjecture there over the two Pommy imports are just saying, come on, mate, it went out. It's interesting tactics by Devonport just to bomb it long to Michael Holden.
Oh!
Well, they got some more cheese.
Tell you what, that
coming
is a big slice, that one.
for Maskell.
That's definitely not cheddar, that
He
one.
doesn't.
That was
He doesn't
Old
mind.
English, maybe, that one?
Yeah.
Do you like that little play on words, the old English cheese for the
Could have been Old
Pommy
English.
import?
Yeah, he don't care. Loves his cheese. As the ball comes in from Lewis, Hingston reads it off Lazinski's head, and we're away here through Dennehy. He doesn't have a lot of options, and coughs the ball up to Darcy Hall, who then coughs it up to Dom Smith. Hope this isn't the pattern for today, and just there it goes again. Now Chilcott does well. Could have earned a free kick maybe there, but he's earned a goal kick instead. Here's the challenge by Maskell. Boom! That hit just above the knee, I think, which is probably why it's worth a slice of cheese. Very careful for the rest of the game. Jimmy Hall will have his eye on him. There's Gorry. Looks to play Sison. He's made him work for it, but he's going to get there. Has time to deliver a cross. Looks to take on Quayle instead. Has his chance now. It's gone to Michael Holden, who doesn't mind a shot from range. He's played it nicely to Gorry. Gorry's been finishing well at training. Need to see that translate onto the park. And
Here we go.
here we go. Old pencilhead Kieran Mulroney could be the danger here. Although no one should be a real danger with Oscar Thomas. He's going to go and put himself on Hingston, whose aerial prowess is pretty dangerous in the box. Lazinski's going to cover Mulroney. Holden to deliver. It's a horrible one to the front post. And it's cleared away by Darcy Hall. Another corner. And another ball. Michael Holden stomping down the imaginary hole that caused his corner to go horribly to the near post. Nice little view for the sponsors there, Specsavers. Hobart, Kingston, Rosny Park, Glenorchy, Launceston and Burnie. You can be anywhere in Tasmania and get a pair of glasses.
Not quite. The east and the west have missed out, I think, there, Nico.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't reckon Specsavers Rosebery would be much of a business venture as Michael Holden again. Another horrible cross. Be alright if there was someone at the near post, but there wasn't. Quayle down there is clearing the danger. It's going to stay in. Chilcott. Sison looks to Gorry.
Devonport having a good bit of play here, Nico, at the
They
moment.
do. There's not much. Having said that, they're there to put crosses in. If they put a cross in, there's no one there.
Yeah,
so
filling
they're
around
probably
the
on a
outside
hiding
box
to
too
nothing
much.
here.
Yeah, I agree. Hingston's looked good the last 2 weeks. He's starting to come into a bit of his own.
Love the way Smith goes about it. He's got it out to Maskell. Maskell, who turned in the Northern Championship last week. He scored himself a goal.
There's one bloke that will not shoot, Camille Douglas.
Camille Douglas did try to look for Maskell, but didn't find him. Sison to Smith, back to Mulroney. Easily cut out by Ludford, but it's gone to Smith. Going nowhere fast here, Devonport.
Haven't given the ball up though.
Spoke too soon.
Oh, I did.
As Quayle cuts it out and plays it out to Mann. Beautiful ball out to Darcy Hall. And they're going to have numbers forward here. If they can get it, this is probably what Devonport need. We need numbers in the box. That cross has gone to the back post to Mann, who's headed it back. Undy can't get on the end of it, and Gorry clears. Sison picks it up. May have been handball, probably accidental. Kemp deals with it anyway. Puts the ball in.
Oh, the battle of the beards there.
Yeah, I think they just played it. I think that was Lazinski's foul, maybe. Oh no, handball by Hugh Undy. It's picked up by Jimmy Hordle. Tricky one. Did well there, the referee. Yeah, if it's a battle of strength between the beards, Wills, I'm not backing Chilcott, that's for sure.
No, definitely
he won't
not.
back out.
He won't back out. It looks like a tough beard, but I know what it's be like. My money would be on Lazinski in the battle of the beard, I think.
Hingston.
And Hunt, former teammates, coming together first time. There's our boy, Rig Douglas.
Riggy dives into a challenge, misses.
Darcy Hall
So
looks
that he
dangerous
doesn't-
down that side, Dinko. Looks like they're going to go to the right for a fair bit of attack and play.
Yeah. Put some pressure on young Dom Smith. He's had a good year, but
But he showed that last week. They tried to attack him time after time again and stood up, so...
I think as the ball comes in attack here, I think that's...
Hunt?
Not sure who that is. Oh, it's Hunt.
Yeah.
Can't get past Chilcott, who posted a terrible likeness of himself on Facebook during the week. We'll get back to that. Hall looks to play it through to Undy, but can't find him. Ball's come to Holden. Holden probably put a bit too much air on the pass to put it into the advantage of Dennehy. Dennehy got there first, but he's lost possession there, and South Hobart clean up. Yeah, if you're a fan of the TV show Vikings, Chilcott reckoned he looked like Ragnar Lothbrok.
I don't think you can post your own selfie lookalike. I think
Yeah,
someone else needs to
well,
know that.
Ragnar Lothbrok's a pretty tough customer in the Vikings TV show. And Chilcott, you look nothing like him, mate. Stick with the bloke from Game of Thrones. That was a good one. Ragnar Lothbrok, you are not.
Oh, the ball's out. Another man that likes it is Braden Mann. He loves social media.
Oh,
Very controversial post this week. Probably needs to stay off it, I reckon.
not a fan of Caitlin Jenner winning a Courage Award, I think was the
There's
general gist of
bit
what
of
was
interplay
going
with a
on.
few teammates too. I did notice.
We've all got opinions.
Yeah, we do, but we probably don't need to put them out on Facebook.
No, not sometimes you don't. Although I'm probably not one to speak. I've done that in the past. Don't worry.
Not that you've ever got in trouble, surely.
Yeah, no, never got in trouble.
No.
Smith throws into our boy Rig.
There's that arm.
We're looking to Hingston to take control for Devonport. He really needs to if they're going to be a chance. He's doing some good work in there at the moment. Skips past a few and gives it to Holden. Holden, terrible touch there. Gives the ball away. Darcy Hall playing a nice game thus far as plays it back to Ludford. Lazinski looks to do some bullocking work, but he can't get through, and Chilcott cleans up. Gets the ball to Maskill. Sison looks up. Gives Hinkson a challenge, but he's in a good position to be able to receive that. He's gone around Lewis fortuitously. Should get a shot off here, Devonport. It's off. Doesn't matter what it is. It was either a goal kick or offside, and they've squandered a pretty good chance there, Devonport. Pearce just telling his defenders where he wants them. Lewis has got a mile of space. Has all game, really. Doesn't have a lot forward of that. Devonport has set up pretty well defensively. Thomas plays it towards Lazinski, but Chilcott's shadowing him pretty much everywhere he goes at the moment. Holden comes off his defender well. Hingston's picked the ball up. Rig Douglas. Look at him go. Always fear if he gets too excited, those nipples of his might get a bit.
Well, it's lucky there's a bit of warmth out today.
He could probably hang 6 or 7 CDs off one nipple.
I do know for a fact his record is 5.
4. That's a lot of CDs on one nipple.
That is. With the use of an ice cube, though. It's a good little party trick from Rig Douglas.
Sison. Here he is, the man. Can't control. Thomas intercepts. Oof. A little free kick there, not too much in it. Pulled out of it pretty much, but still collected him. And a free kick to South Hobart. Kemp and Hunt go through the midfield. Undy picks the ball up. Looks to get out wide and get across him, but Sison's doing a pretty good job of controlling there. It's not a bad cross by Undy. A header by Mulroney and Smith get the ball cleared. Ludford on the attack now, gives it to Hall. Can't direct his cross and it's gone out for a goal kick. .25 gone already. Just haven't looked at the clock at all, and 25 minutes already down. Only that one real clear-cut chance to Darcy Hall early on, where his effort bounced over the crossbar. Otherwise, it's been pretty even. South Hobart have probably had the greater percentage of play, but nothing too dangerous as yet that Devonport haven't been able to deal with. As Riggy wins the ball back well there. Gorry then to Hingston. It's again not a lot going on up front for him to get the ball to. 1-2 with Dennehy there. Was in the direction of Sison, but he was offside. Not given. Played on. Gorry did well there originally, but Quayle's up to the task of winning the ball back. That'll be offside.
See, my man Brainy, he doesn't miss a thing.
Brainy. It's a surprise. He does blink fairly often. Was offside. It was waved away as Braden Mann didn't go for the ball. Hingston and Chilcott. Chilcott looks forward to Holden. Holden nearly got past Lewis. Lewis got his body in the way and it's pumped clear by Darcy Hall, I think it was. Missed who it was really. Chilcott. Hingston starting to be dangerous in midfield there, but Quayle was just got enough on it to stop it getting to Sison. Sison into Douglas. Twin brother not around the club anymore. He's in Launceston, I believe, Wilf.
Yeah, Casimir Douglas. He was probably a good thing for Cammy. He was the better Douglas in more ways than one. He was first out of Mother Douglas. He was more best and fairest than Rig Douglas.
We've got a chance here. Sison, he plays it. Thought he was on an angle there where he could have got a shot off, but he looked to pass it back to Holden, and the chance is cleared by a scrambling South Hobart defence. South Hobart living precariously at the moment.
Breakaway here.
It is a breakaway. Darcy Hall, we've got a 4-on-3 situation. Darcy Hall was looking backwards for some reason. Pearce is going to get there though.
Bit of a waste that from South.
Very much so. It was all gung-ho straight up the pitch, and no one really sort of got into a position where they could receive the ball, and Hall could not find anyone with a cross. Douglas is also getting a bit more of it through midfield now. Gorry looks for Sison. Sison Oh, did a little bit of a nutmeg through
Don't mind that. I
Quayle.
don't mind that.
But don't really count if you don't get the ball back. Here
No,
it is
no.
again, if you could see it.
I hate short corners, Nico. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, they'll not pay off, strangely. Lazinski, not going to push him off the ball quickly. Michael Holden here with an opportunity to turn into two defenders. And the ball's cleared away. Mulroney will keep it in. Captain's armband on today, in the absence of Bobby Eves.
The armband stretched a bit more around the arm of Mulroney than probably Eves.
Yeah, true.
Oh dear, Chilcott.
Chance here. Braden Mann, one-on-one. What is he doing?
I'm not
What
too
are you waiting
sure.
for, Braden? That was terrible.
The Rock. I think the Rock
That
scared him.
was terrible. Sorry, Braden, but it was. Smith. At least needed a shot on target. Looking a little bit out of sorts. Maybe South Hobart, and maybe just that pressure of winning, needing to win week after week, and knowing that Olympia's coming up next week. Maybe taking Devonport a bit lightly at the moment. Tell you, a goal to Devonport would put the cat amongst the pigeons as Sison finds Douglas in the middle of the park. Chilcott on the halfway line finds Dennehy. Oh no, it's flag's gone up regardless. Here, well, his chance was over Braden well before that. He needed to attack, run at Pearce with pace, but I don't know what he was doing. Maybe waiting for support to maybe lay an easy assist off. Maybe Braden's counting assists more than he's counting goals these days, which is, well, why would you? If you can run in and score the goal, run in and score the goal. Does well there, man. Ball goes forward, but Mulroney's going to get there ahead. And just while there's a bit of a lull, I think this is a difference between Olympia and South Hobart at the moment. Olympia press pretty full on for the whole game, whereas South Hobart just sort of sit back and let things happen and don't really press with any great urgency. And I think that's probably why Olympia are the standout team this year, and South Hobart have probably just lost that edge a fraction. And that could be the difference between a title and no title. As the ball gets played around between the Devonport players, ends up with Dennehy. And Gorry can't find a target and kicks it straight out to a Noel over there, I believe. About 13 minutes to go in the first half.
So Devonport just working South are just working the ball up the right hand side here, Nico. Not much is really happening though. No one's really taken the game yet by the scruff. It's been very scrappy, but anything can happen here in this last 10-ish minutes.
Headed towards goal by Man, but never troubled Pearce.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be counting that one as a shot.
No. Takes all of his 6 seconds, Pearce, and shanks one high with a lot of spin on it. Man controls it beautifully. Gives it to Hunt. Chilcott tried to anticipate something there. It didn't eventuate, but the ball went nowhere near where it should have. Smith needs to get there early as Darcy Hall charges towards him, and Smith's earned them a goal kick.
Bit of game of chess out here at the moment, Nico.
Yeah, chess is boring.
It is
We
very
want to see
boring.
some action. And we've got some action here. We thought we had some action there, but Maskill's pass was astray. Wins the header over. Kemp gets it out to Lazinski. Through ball to no one by Quayle. It's probably not Quayle's fault. I thought that that was a pretty good ball. Neither Hunt nor Man really made that run to get in behind the defence that I'm sure Ken Morton would have loved to have seen. Lovely header by Maskill to find Hingston. No real midfield support there. Gorry and Riggy are sitting back just having a look at what's going on when they probably should have got involved a bit more there. They're getting involved now defensively as Kemp tries to play Lazinski through. Mulroney cuts it out, gives it to Sison. Panda gets the ball down to Hingston, who tries to wile his way to the ball, but Kemp did it well. Retained possession for South Hobart. Nice ball there by Lewis to Lazinski. Oh, Mulroney.
Shall not pass. Shall not
Get
pass.
out. I do not care for your beard and your big frame. Lazinski plays it back to Quayle. Can swing a ball in, but doesn't. Gives it to Lazinski, who does. Mulroney. Pearce gets there before it goes out for a goal kick. Lewis with a thumping header forward. Mulroney cuts it out and it's played long by Smith. Smith doesn't want it in defence anymore. Just trying to organise things up front here, South, and trying to get something going.
As I said, if you play chess and you play the same system, you've got two teams that aren't willing to attack really as such or take a risk. This is what we've got here at the moment.
Yep. Just got the usual just movement of pawn and pawn to king 4 sort of action. We need some sort of, check and, all that sort of, at least castle or something. Hingston here now. Spent too much effort just batching his old teammate Chris Hunt.
Just letting him know about it.
And, he did that well. But unfortunately didn't keep control of the ball, which was part 2 of the exercise. Mulroney, Lazinski trying to get some of his own back. Mulroney will be a father soon, I believe, just towards the end of the season, maybe just after the season. The genetic jackhammer of the Devonport.
I think September is the mooting month.
There we go, he's timed it beautifully. Chilcott pumps it forward, gets a flick on. Thomas reads that wonderfully well. Gorry can only see it out for goal kick. I love a big frame defender, as Gilly well knows.
I had the pleasure of commentating the Stork last week. He was a big boy.
Yeah, the big Stork. Thomas could be the new Stork.
He could be.
Have to think up a different name for him, however.
Unfortunately, with 37 minutes in, we haven't had a shot on target.
Oh, well. There's Michael Holden. Finds himself offside. Trying to get something going in there behind the defence. Yeah, no shots on target. Makes for a average game, although I thought that about the Rangers-Kingborough game a couple of weeks ago. Barely a shot in the first half. Second half, went off. Hopefully that's what happens here. As Quayle this time attacks. That's some sort of shot. Well, the picture speaks 1,000 words, really, Wilson.
I'm not sure what to say there.
Well, it's just a cross. And it's just drifted into the back of the net. South Hobart fortuitously up 1-0. Here we go.
Let's have a look at this.
Quayle. Yep. Oh, I'll just pick out top corner, far post.
No. Hands up, no. Yes.
Not sure.
Too late.
It would have taken a fair save to save that one, Tommy Pearce. And, well, South Hobart fans will be happy. They don't care how they go in. Quayle from left back puts them 1 goal up. And I'm sure if they were first goal scorers market, you wouldn't have picked Quayle in a million years, but It's 1-0 to South Hobart. Hopefully that sparks a bit more goalmouth action for us. As South grow in confidence. Maybe ease a little bit of pressure there. Maybe might spark Devonport into action after feeling a bit unlucky to be going down 1-0. Mulroney kicks it straight into Lazinski, and we have got a throw-in. Maskill with the throw-in. Flicked on by Sison. Lovely touch by Lazinski. Probably earned himself a free kick. Yeah, obstruction.
So Hunt's got the ball out here on the left wing for South. The big man from the back, he's making his way up. South will be looking just to maybe add one more here before half time. And looks like he'll be looking to the head of Thomas. Ball whipped in, similar to Pierce's spot, hands up. And I'll tell you what, it's a bit shaky there again. Ball was drifting towards Pierce's goal. Luckily, you see it on the replay, there's a bit of sun there for Pierce to contend with. Just fingertips it over the top of the bar for a South corner. So only about 5 minutes here, I reckon, left. Not much extra time. As Hunt tries to retrieve the ball from over the fence. So Hunt with the corner on the right-hand side for South. Whips it in towards the penalty spot. Flick on by Thomas. Out for another corner. So it'll be interesting to see what South do this. All three big men ran towards the front. Hunt back over the ball again. Steps up. Towards the front post again. Dennehy chests it out. Interesting technique by there. Once again, corner for the third one in a row. What a great matchup we have there. Mann and Douglas on each other. Short corner. Whips it in towards the front post. Hingston's up. And Devonport should be able to clear here, but Ludlow will pick it up outside the 18-yard box. Passes to Hall. Out to the Hunt on the right-hand side. Whips it towards the back post. Mulroney up. And headed clear. Only at the top of the box for a shot. Darcy Hall. Unlucky.
Lovely bit of work there, Wills. Just updating Twitter. Get all the info out in all the many ways that we can. Hopefully you're listening in if you're not on your way over to Melbourne to see Real Madrid or Manchester City or Liverpool or wherever else is playing. This is the game you want to be watching. South Hobart versus Devonport. South Hobart lead 1-0 through Liam Quayle's just drifted in. Beautiful bit of work there. Lazinski played it through to Hunt, but it's cut out, and Hunt has been hit somewhere where you don't want to get hit. Boof. Oh, yes. Hopefully all three are still there. I'd be counting him. Pierce through the middle again. Finds Maskill. It's just rolled back. Oh dear. Oh, well, it has been cut out, but it could have been cut out by a man a bit further upfield. Kemp gives it to Hall. The Rock! You can't get past the Rock. Chilcott. Lovely bit of work there. Blocks the attempt by Hall, I think it was. Just too excited about Uluru. There's Rig Douglas Gives it to Hingston. What a combination. I tell you what, 3 or 4 years ago, if that was a combination in midfield, would not lose a game, I wouldn't have thought. This is Rick Douglas streamed through midfield and tried to play in Sison. It's come off Quayle out for a throw-in, and Holden streams over for the short corner. It's played, but it probably shouldn't have been. It wasn't the chance to do it. Dragged a couple of defenders out. That's all the run was good for, but Sison's given it to him anyway. Being probably one of the only few people on the planet that think short corners are a good idea. If there's no defender there, I might think that it's a good idea. One defender, it's stupid, and 2 defenders, well, have a good hard look at yourself. As Holden skips past a few, it looked like a pretty solid right foot cross from Holden, but it's cut out that time by Hunt, doing a power of work. Loved his game so far. We've got Holden again looking to deliver with his left foot. There won't be a short corner this time. Intentionally. The last 2 Michael Holden took went to the front post, so I guess they were pretty short. He's done a better job this time of getting it over. Oh, Pearce came for it, didn't get there. I don't know what's happening. Is that Mulroney down there? Anything could happen with Kieran around the bolt. Bit of a chance there for Devonport with the mistimed interception by Pearce. Gorry this time to deliver. He's delivered it long and deep. Someone got a head on it there. Kemp, I think it was. That's a lovely strike by Holden. That's why he's caught the eye of mainland teams. And we've gone perhaps a minute of injury time, if that. Jimmy Hortle. Here's a strike by Holden. Boom. Lovely strike. Pearce had it covered, but Lazinski got his foot in the way. And the team's come off at half-time with South Hobart leading Devonport Strikers 1-0, rather fortuitously. We'll see the replay shortly as we see 2 future stars going at it in the shadows. Not a great heart. There's not a half packed with highlights. And here's the goal. Oh no, that's not the goal. This is Hall's chance at the start. Unlucky. Did everything right, I think. You can't be disappointed that he didn't get it. Hunt with a chance here, but Pearce gets in the way. Clears it well. Holden cuts it. Pearce collects. Hall, man, probably wanted just a little touch on that one just to go past the keeper, but he got too much on it. Kemp, crunching tackle there. Maskill picks himself up the slice of cheese. Sison looked to cut it to Quayle in the very good position there to cut it out. Man, that was his chance to get in on goals, but the Rock came and planted himself right in front. Stonewalled Braden man. Here's the goal. Not in a million years was he meaning to do this, but geez, it looks good off the boot. And Pearce, probably not out of position, just one of those ones where you just don't want to see too many times. Hunt swinging in. This time Pearce does get to it. Tips it over. And Holden with the last strike of the half. Cleared well by Lazinski. So we've got probably going to have a little bit of a break there as we see. I think those little fellas out on the ground there might be Braden Mann's nephews or nieces, or very hard to tell what sex they are when they're only that little. I think they're boys. With Mr. Mann out there as well. Wish I had a few more highlights to talk about, Wilson, but really, we might just have a break.
Sounds good, mate. Yeah, not a great deal to talk about, but hopefully the second half will bring us a bit more goalmouth action.
Righto. We'll catch you very soon. Righto, second half about to get underway here, and we're very much hoping it's a bit more exciting than the first half.
It's not going to take much, I don't think, Nico, to be honest.
No, just 1 or 2 shots on goal will improve things. And we're underway. Devonport with the kick-off. Adam Gorry looks for his Ginger Powell in Chilcott. Smith has to go back to Pearce. He couldn't really look forward. Oh dear, this is almost a disastrous start by Devonport, and particularly Tom Pearce, who Lazinski probably should have done better. He had the whole net to aim for. Tom Pearce let off very early on. 15 seconds in, and we've got a shot off goal already. Holden tries to keep it in. He caught us off guard. Then definitely Tom Pearce. His brain was still in the dugout, in the change rooms. His man looks to dance around. Hunt with a good bit of movement. Or Chilcott this time. It's his turn to shank the ball. Does go harmlessly out. Well, somewhat harmlessly. It's gone out for a corner. Big sticks. Thomas comes striding forward. Look at him. And he needs to attack this ball. Get a bounce on it. Hunt with the left foot. It's not going to find anyone's head. Lazinski almost got a back heel on it. Gorry's going to clean up. Probably had some time to look forward, but Holden's going to get there ahead of Quayle. Quayle's not far off him for speed. He's doing a good job so far. Maybe lashed out a little bit there. Holden did well to hold the ball up there. Maskill can't find Sison, however, and South Hobart get a chance to clear the ball. And it's been won back by Lazinski and Mann together. They've played it a nice little 1-2 there, and Lazinski starts to stream forward. Has found Hunt. Hunt and Chilcott face to face. Hunt looks for his left foot. He's got a decent cross in, but Pencilhead Mulroney gets ahead on it, and Pearce, with some confidence after his shocking start to the first half, does well there to collect the ball. Sison gets the ball to Maskill just. Rick Douglas, he'll tire as the match goes on. I'm sure he'll be one of the people that might be considered as a bit of a sub. I'm not sure his fitness is going to make sure he sees out a full game of Victory League. Is Undy this time. Gives it to Lazinski. Looking to work into the game with a bit more influence. But his cross has gone over the bar out for a goal kick. Just smashing your nice little toasty
Yeah,
there.
I do apologise for this, Nico.
It's
Toasty
alright.
was a bit slow coming out of the cooker, so I'm just having a bit of lunch on the fly here.
Lucky Pearce wasn't slow out of the cooker there, and he comes up and just grabs the ball before it can fall to a South Hobart attacker.
We've started with more intent South this half. Looks like they're going to push up a little bit. Ken's obviously had a talk to them at half time, and it looks like they've made a bit of a change in intensity already.
Maybe kill off the game early in this half
think
and let
so,
them
yes.
use a couple of subs. Some worthy subs on the bench in Downs and Alex Walter. And an unworthy sub in Mark Moncur.
There's hope for him.
Yep, if there's a youth policy, Mark Monker's not it. Adam Gorry's not going to trouble the defence too much there, and it's gone out for a goal kick. I do love Mark Monker though. Very much a club stalwart. He just travels just on the off chance that Pearce gets himself in trouble. Saves a young fella coming up for the day and lets him play in a lower level somewhere and get some game time.
It does, and if I was talking to Dogger Brown before the game, he came up all the way thinking he was still playing. I need to get here and Ken to tell him no, sorry.
Sucked in, Brownie.
Enjoy the Sunshine Coast for 3
I love
hours.
watching Brownie play though. He's just
I do too.
one of those blokes who's capable of anything.
He is.
Maskill now with the throw in to Hingston. Riggy Douglas just goes
There he
down,
is.
just touched by a feather.
That's all we need to do.
Down he goes.
Makes that rap.
Look at it. Experience,
And
trails
this is
the
when
leg,
he does the
trails that leg, feels just a tiny contact and he goes down.
just a flop.
Guy Buelle style. Here he is. When in doubt, just kick it to the other opposition. That's his motto. Quayle does well with a bit of attention there from 2 Devonport players. Only cleared as far as Hingston. Here we go again, Riggy. He was thinking about diving, but he actually didn't get to the ball first, so he thought better of it. Sison gives it to Gorry. Gorry's got time, can fashion something. Looks for Dennehy. Wasn't a bad ball there, but Dennehy couldn't get there ahead of Pearce, and Pearce has come out and collected it well. Lazinski gets the flick on. Darcy Hall gets his chance here. Took way too long controlling that ball, and Mulroney gets back and gets a toe in there and gets it out for a corner.
Here comes the big beam pole. Just making his way up slowly. Just have a feeling Lazinski's going to score this half. He's looking rather sharp.
He's a big chance to get that big slap head onto one of these
Yes.
corners. Bit of movement there. Not a great delivery there by Hunt. It's cut out by Gorry. Gorry looks to skip past Kemp, but Kemp just blocks him off for a little bit. Gorry takes the throw in, gives it to Holden. Can't get past Kemp on that occasion, and it's come off Holden for a throw-in to South Hobart. Rig Douglas doing some good work in tight there, but Hingston turns around Ludford. Ludford can't clear it, and Holden's in front of him. He's danced past him. Here's a chance for Devonport. The Holden can't deliver across. Not that there was anyone in really good position. They'd all ventured beyond the near post, which is not a great place to score across from. Hingston uses his body well, but maybe tried to do a little bit too much. Ball's gone to Ludford. Here he is, Gimli from Lord of the Rings. Oh dear, that's pressure. Pearce is up to it this time though. Takes the ball across his body to keep it away from man and finds Maskill. It's come off South Hobart for a throw-in. Douglas working his way into the game here in the second half. Holden causing all sorts of trouble up there for Lewis and Ludford and Quayle. For a young kid, Oscar Thomas has done pretty well to stay away from him. Kemp dispossesses Holden, plays it up to Lazinski, uses his body like he does best. Switched it well here to Ludford, who's probably not going to stream on too far, but he's found Kemp. No, he hasn't. He's found Chilcott, who does a stinky little toe looking for Pierce, looking for Smith. Ludford to Hall. But Smith just shepherds him off the ball.
Bit of added motivation for Smith today. He's got a lovely lady here watching him. First time. Breaking news.
Gee whiz. Oh dear. She wouldn't be happy with that.
No.
Comes off.
When you're in love, everything's okay.
Yep, that's what they reckon. Oh, gee whiz.
Hasn't
They're not doing Pierce any favours
No.
really by passing it, continually
No.
passing it back to him when he's under the pump. Here it is again, Mulroney. Got himself in trouble with a bad pass.
Probably should have hit it first time, I'd say. There for
He probably should have, but it's just a little bit of bobble in the pitch today after a heavy week last week. It's dried up a little bit. Probably not in the flattest
that's a goal
condition
kick.
it could be. Good a bit of body positioning to receive that ball, man. Still under close attention. He gets it to Undy. Thomas drifting slightly forward. You probably want your 6 or your 8 playing that ball rather than your centre back. But Thomas, in the absence of those players, had to step up. Couldn't direct the pass. Ludford. Pretty big throw for a man who's got no definition in his arms. Flicked on by Lazinski, but it's collected by Pearce, and he distributes well out to Sison. A little bit of a nutmeg, I think, there on Hunt. Hunt's done beautiful. Way too much.
I like him for the slice at the moment, Hunt.
Too much mooning about.
For the,
Brian
the stubby, I think he's my favourite at the
Yeah,
moment.
I'm not going to disagree either. He's putting in a power of work.
Oh,
there it is, the rig arm. And it's not a bad delivery either. Pearce
just winding the clock back there, Rick Douglas. Just winding it.
Pearce is not trusting Ludford at all to win a foot race with anyone. Here it goes. Riggy. Oh, and see you later, 2 people.
Tell you what, here he is.
He would be buoyed by that.
Definitely a free kick there.
I reckon
All
he-
was let it go.
He might just get that footage and show his kids when they're old enough.
Maybe.
Back in the Victory League. Back when only trained an hour a week.
Papa Douglas he's known as.
Holden tried to swing onto that left foot. Here he... Riggy.
He just draws him in every time.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Just makes the referees put the whistle up to the old lips, and he limps off a little bit to just make the referee think that he made the right decision. And then he's back into it with his very small steps. This time, Undy was hoping a little bit more direction on that pass across the pitch to Braden Mann, but shanked it a little bit, as does Pearce. Daniel Brown's just sitting on. He's not on the team sheet. He's on the wrong side of the fence. Geez, I wish we had a decent match manager to sort that out. Lots of experience over in the box for Ken Morton. Not that he probably listens to any of them, but he's got Sav over there who can offer his opinion. Chris Oddy, the skinny bald man. He'd be floating about there somewhere, wearing a hat probably, trying to... Oh no, he's got the bald head out. There he is. Have a good look at him. Daniel Brown caught the ball. Chris Oddy, his future's bright. He's got the specs on. Michael Holden bit off more than he could chew there. Dispossessed by Hunt it was again, but well, they've done well here, Devonport, to work forward. There's one-on-one in the box. Oh, I think that's a corner. Brainy says it's a corner. Here it is again. Thomas does well, really. Gets the toe in. Ahead of Gorry.
Freshie into the fence. Can Port get something here, Nico?
They can. It's a nice delivery. There, oh.
Tell you what, could have been it.
That was the chance. Who was it? Hingston, I think it was. Look, oh no, it wasn't Hingston. It was.
Maskell, was it?
Oh, it wasn't Mulroney.
Oh my.
It was. Look at that. That's a nice touch by Mulroney.
Magic Mike Mulroney.
Cannot
used to do
sneak it in
topless
the back.
waitressing. Just a bit of information about
Yes,
Kieran.
well,
Back in the day.
women would have swooned over that man's upper body
Yes,
anyway.
well, he used to dress up as a cowboy up in Launceston.
Old Woody Mulroney. Hunt though. He's played man in. Man's not. He's beaten the offside trap. He's got plenty of time to pick out a pass here. The Rock. Can't go past the Rock. Braden Man. He's pointing at people. I don't know why. It's his fault. He looked at the Rock and went, well, it's too far around you. I'm going to try to go straight through you, and that's a stupid idea. Here it is again. Look. What do I do with the Rock? Nothing. Can't do anything with the Rock. They've earned themselves a corner though. Hunt to deliver. It's a better corner from Hunt this time. Who's that? Braden or Holt? Pearce floundering about there. Ludford's put a lovely ball back in the box, but there's no one really there for South Hobart. Dennehy's got ahead of it here. And Pearce probably came out a bit far. Holden left one-on-one with Quayle, but he's going to be taken wide and Quayle gets a foot in. Real chance to score on the break, Devonport, if they can put it all together. Maskell. Sison. Can get a ball in here, Maskell. Hard and low. Oh, gee whiz. Ludford. It beat Thomas. It beat Dennehy, and Ludford had to get. He didn't really have to get something on it. He could have let it run, but he didn't know that there was no one behind him. Lovely ball by Maskell. Hard and low. Dennehy just. All he needed was a touch. I think if Thomas got a touch, it would have been an own goal. Ludford does enough to get it away, and it's a handball on the edge of the box by Sison. Inadvertently, but it was still there. Broke down South's attack. Smith and Uzinski go at it. Call it a draw. Douglas to Hingston. Done well here, just need to keep possession. And they have. Smith, Darcy Hall. Couldn't shut him down. Nice bit of play here by Devonport. It's what they do next is important. It's gone back to Mulroney. Mulroney's shipped it out for a... he puts his hand up and apologises. I'm not sure he's forgiven though. Just looking forward to maybe Henry rip one, get on.
Don't know if he'll get on, Nico.
I want him to get on.
I know you do. The ripstick.
Mikey Day will get stuck in too. I think he's a little frame, but he doesn't mind to go.
He's an angry little man, Mikey Day.
They all had a bit of a run around in the reserve, so they're not going to be disadvantaging the Northern Championship.
I saw Matt Jordan having chips and gravy at half time, walking back across.
Oh,
so
he's ready then. He is ready.
He's fueled and ready to go. Quality diet there.
If there's any electricians out there, the lights in the Bay Marie aren't working at Devonport Canteen.
There's a few
Get
around.
here quick. Nice bit of nice patch here by Devonport. Holden snuck back in from an offside position.
I think Holden's it. I think Holden has to play more up front on the last defender.
He might need to. He might need to sneak on instead of playing near Quayle, maybe just sneak in on Lewis or. Lewis would be probably the man I'd target. Hugh Ludford's showing all his experience and going. I can't be bothered dealing with Michael Holden. I'll get as far away as possible.
He's done well to go on the other side of him today.
Don't mind that. Know your odds.com. the odds of Ludford keeping up with Holden are great.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't had a switch dinner here and Holden at some stage today.
Yeah, Dennehy just probably hasn't been at his best after coming back from injury. Maskill rises to get the header. He meets the ground. Nice little flick by man. That's not going to find a South Hobart player though. It's going to find Pearce. Pearce tries to knock that stylish long ball. Probably didn't get all of it. Kemp gets the ball to man.
Been quiet today, Braden.
Yeah, he's had a quiet game in the first round up here.
But knowing my luck, he'll pop up here every
Yeah, he probably will. He's that type of bloke. Probably got on the Froths last night. On his way back, he might have got on the Campbelltown Froths. Here they go.
There was a few selfies. Here we go.
Nice little 1-2 with Hall and man. Hall's going to shoot. He's blocked by Mulroney though.
Yeah, I did see a selfie of Braden on his way back.
Yeah, he just didn't fancy it coming back up here. As Rig Douglas stamping his authority on the game. Wouldn't it be a turn up if he played him blinder of the last half and got the slice of cheese stubby that he loves handing out?
It would be.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
but,
yeah, I don't think it will either. But Cammy plays too well. He might find himself
if he
in
scores
the team
an
still.
If he scores an equaliser or a winner, maybe got a late brace to win the game.
Do you know where Devonport are next week off the top of your head?
Well, no, not off the top.
Don't know where they're playing next.
No.
'Cause he doesn't travel past basically Deloraine.
Yeah, well,
So that could be an issue if they have to go south.
I'm sure Eves will sneak his way back. Here's a chance for Devonport.
Oh.
Hit. Dennehy making it tricky for himself. Didn't want to strike it on his left.
Not sure where he's going.
Well, it was on his left foot, and I don't think he's overly confident with his left foot. Had a chance.
About then he should have hit it.
Yep, he should have hit it there. No.
Ludford does well to close him out.
Ludford, just thinking, what are you doing, Dennehy? You're making it very easy for me. As Pearce stretches out Ludford's hamstring for him. Can't keep it in. Sison does well there to get past Thomas. Doesn't have a lot of options in the middle, even if he does get into a good position to pass it. Plays it back there to Hingston. It's going to be picked up by Man. Man, not one of his greater games.
Not yet.
Hunt.
He's been the difference for South.
He's been pretty good.
Him and Hall I've liked.
Hall's been very lively. I do think Hunt's
I tell you
probably...
what.
Rig Douglas!
There he is. There's that flop I talk about.
He hasn't...
Any chance to go to ground he'll do, just Camille
Jimmy
Douglas.
Hall has fallen for it twice and he's
Look at
probably
this.
failed a full the second time.
There's absolutely nothing in that.
He's just gone and kicked the back of Quayle's foot.
I would have said sliced him for diving there.
Here we go.
Tell you what, this
Oh, jeez. Playing with fire, South Hobart. Sison has been pretty good for Devonport.
Yeah, since he scored that first goal, got that off his back, he's played well.
And I think Devonport just growing with a bit of confidence as the game wears on, thinking that
South may get a little bit nervous. It's only a 1-0 and they need to win.
draw would be just as bad as a loss, I think, for South Hobart.
Definitely would be. Here he is.
Going if Olympia win.
Oh, I tell you what. Devonport are really starting to squeeze him here.
They are.
Just having
Yeah,
him.
mate, George, if we get... Oh, here it is. Oh, geez, just sneaky, almost found the arm of Ludford.
Was that a hand in there?
Who was that? Was that Hunt again? He's done beautifully there.
He's been everywhere.
Darcy Hall might have copped an elbow in the face. He certainly wasn't happy about it. Made his feelings known to everyone. Just a little bit of a elbow into the throat region.
Yeah,
There's a free kick
definitely there.
Lewis. Long, but Mulroney cuts it out.
Maskell's been good today since he's returned from
Yes.
Melbourne. Looks very solid back there.
Darcy Hall
Here he is, Hunt again.
to Hunt. Pretty good pairing. Darcy Hall all alone there. Gorry had to come back and cut out the danger. Well done, Adam Gorry. Rod Andrews has just soireed into the dugout. I saw him with a beer before, so he's not getting anywhere near a microphone. As Undy, I think it was. Darcy Hall with a chance. Can't. Oh, deflected off Smith. I thought for a second he volleyed it wide, but it was a slow looping type volley. Deflection, and it's dealt with by Pearce. Maskell doing too much. Hunt again dispossesses him. He wants that stub, he does, Hunt. Oh no, here it is. Yeah. Looking to dip it in the far post there was Hall. But Smith with a timely foot. Looks like we've got our first sub. We've got a double, well, sub for each side.
Here we go.
Hugh Undy's coming off.
Is this Dennehy coming off?
And Dennehy is coming
He's your
off.
boy too.
And Henry Ripon is coming on for Devonport. Rip one. He'd probably stand there and do nothing the whole game and then probably score a late equaliser. Alex Walter has come on for South Hobart.
Thank you, sir.
And
Question.
he's gone down there to take the corner.
Maskell coming off?
Yeah,
Surprise
he's
or
been
not?
playing well.
Rather a big surprise to me when
Yeah,
he was holding down
Walter.
that side.
Timely fist.
That's it.
That is a goal to Lazinski.
I'm calling
And
it.
South Hobart have taken a 2-goal lead. Lovely finish. Lovely finish there by Lazinski. It was a nice corner too by Walter. First kick of the game, he's put it in. Tom Pearce couldn't deal with it well enough. He did get a fist on the ball. There's the replay. It was Walter who hit the cornering. New sub, Walter. Makes an impact straight away. Lovely corner in. Pearce could only fist it out to Lazinski, who volleyed it home nicely. A few dejected looks on the faces of some Devonport players. They thought they were back in the game, but a 2-goal lead against the South Hobart team that really need to hold on to put pressure on Olympia. I'd be very surprised if they let a 2-goal deficit slip, as they've got another chance to extend their lead. Hunt is well blocked there by the Chilcott or Mulroney. I've missed it. Darcy Hall, Walter. He might get the slice of cheese. He just come on in 1 minute. Hall bangs it hard, and it was probably going wide of the back post, but it comes off Braden Mann's back. We'll see here if it was heading goalward. No, it might have been. Pearce was coming across to save it, but Mann gets his body in the way and says if anyone's going to score another goal, it's going to be me. Pearce. Rig Douglas, not great in the air, the little man. Pearce comes out and clears it to Mann, who's done well to body Chilcott out of the way. Mulroney gives it to Smith. Plays a nice little one too. It's a lovely ball. Thomas does well to tow it back to Pearce, and Pearce clears. Nicely done there by Smith, who wasn't buying any of Braden Mann's tricks. It went through the midfield, lost by Douglas. Hunt here with a chance. No, it's not going to. Oh, it could be a chance. Yeah. Anytime the ball is in the hands of the goalkeeper, it's referees normally give a free kick. I don't think Hunt made any contact with the goalkeeper. But Hortle looks after the gloved men pretty well. Easy header by Thomas. Won by Hingston. Straight up in the air. He's a big unit, is Thomas. Hingston doesn't even try to get the header. Smith gives it to Douglas. Douglas plays it nicely to Ripon. Henry Ripon. Didn't quite do everything right there, but he's still got position. No, they don't. Nervous start by the youngster. Holden works back well. Chilcott rocks up in the middle there. Ripon just, he's not scared. He saw him in the reserves. He didn't do a great deal. Probably just nursing himself through to this game.
He's known to pull a hamstring, is Henry Ripon. Unfortunately, he's injury prone.
Ripon. Couple of scores flashing across the top there. Lions on top against Knights 2-0 and a 1-all in the Launceston derby. It's Rangers versus City. Love a victory there, would City. Ludford plays it down to Hall.
Let's
still looking lively.
He's got in the tank here.
Doesn't have much in the tank. There's a chance
here
here
he
for
is again.
Lazinski. Bangs it hard and pretty much straight at Pearce. It probably had a bit of movement on it there, and Pearce parried it away. Pearce looks like he's holding something, maybe a wrist. There's Lazinski. Looked to play a 1-2 with Walter, but Walter can't find Lazinski again. Here's the strike by Lazinski. Bangs hard. It just, right on, probably jarred the fingers of Pearce by the looks of it. Just one of those horrible, swerving sort of shots that keeps trying to deal with. Love seeing Henry Ripon out there. All Devonport fans would. He would have been in the team last year if he was, I don't know, he might only just be 16, I think. So probably ineligible to play Victory League last year, but he certainly has the talent to do so. Cleared downfield by Kemp. Mulroney bursts down and plays the ball to Sice, and he might get there. Lewis is in front of him, however. Actually, every time we've seen Alex Walter play this year, he's been pretty good. Surprised to see him on the bench, but he's only a young fella, I'm sure. Henry Ripon works hard to earn a corner for Devonport. That's where they need numbers for Devonport. South Hobart have put all their players down in their penalty area, so there's no real danger for Devonport. Not a bad header by Hingston. Probably needed someone on the keeper there. Devonport. And Rig Douglas could have probably positioned himself. He was just mooching around hoping it spilt to him, but not to be. Adam Gorry plays forward to Sison. There's a chance here if he can slip it through to Hingston. Hingston's not really being marked. And here he is now. He's picked up the ball. Gives it to Ripon. Got a great name to call. Douglas! It resulted in what we all probably thought was going to happen. That's definitely outside his range.
Without a doubt, that's outside his range. I'm actually surprised he got off the ground, Nico. He's probably got the world's smallest hamstrings and quad muscles, does Rick Douglas,
Yeah, he must have struck that one perfectly, but can't keep it down.
No.
Delusions of grandeur. And Pearce is going to take the goal kick. Thought he'd found Quayle, but Quayle let it go to Darcy Hall. And it ends up being a throw into South Hobart. That's not one of the South Hobart subs. That was Jacob Ball, the ball boy. Fred Hess, I didn't see his name on the team sheet, to be honest. Well, I hope South Hobart haven't done a technical...
Alfred Hess is there, I'm sorry, but he has not been crossed as anything.
Well, there you go. Hopefully for South Hobart, they've actually crossed it on their copy.
You'd hope so, but yeah, nothing on our official copy here.
Who knows? I'm not one to be technical. But love Fred Hess. Mulroney uses his nose to intercept the ball. It's gone out for a corner. Well, we've got 12 minutes-ish left. Here's the replay of Mulroney just using some part of his head to block the ball. Walter again. Can he emulate the last corner? It's not too bad. It's probably a bit short this time. It's gone to Dennehy. Mulroney will clear. And Walter does well to get back there and just take the ball out of play. Hingston 1-2 with Sison. Enough attention from Lazinski to cough it up. Fred Hess. Something happened there. I'm not sure. I don't know about whether it was a free kick to...
Both look like they're just slipping over there. Doesn't look like much in it.
No. Oh, well. We found a free kick. Here it is. Hess sort of blocks Mulroney a little bit. I'm not sure how on it.
Just fell on his...
Not sure that was a free kick, but anyway.
Anyway, Halter's had a good game regardless.
He has.
Looks like they're going to go short here. I
Well,
hate
they've
short
got-
free kicks though. Nah, good.
Nice delivery to the back post of the big guy. Can't get a head on it. Gorry's not going to get there, I don't think. Ludford sees it out.
Coach's hat back on, Nico. I know it's been a little while. What would you do if you were Devonport here? Would you throw two up front, back to a 4-4-2? Or would you just
No, I
leave as
don't.
is?
There's something as... Oh, geez, Kobe Kemp unleashed something there. Or
Here
just
he is again.
Lazinski, nice
He
little skip.
is.
Stamping his authority on this
Look at this.
game.
It's just like a little dance-off in there.
Mulroney with a right foot toe to clear.
Yeah, old toe poke.
The instruction probably needs to be take a few more risks. It's, as you can see, we got 5 across the back there at the moment. I don't think goal difference is going to matter much to...
Not at the end of the year, it's not going to for those last few spots. Oh,
So I'll throw caution to the wind, go a bit gung-ho and see what happens. I wouldn't mind giving Mikey Day a run to see what he's capable of in 10 minutes of Victory League. Was that Dennehy? I thought he came off. But,
no, he went down to right back. That's cool.
Kingston gives it up to Lewis.
Very
It's just
rarely
got-
see that from Todd.
It's just got the feel that it's just going to peter out for the last 10 minutes. South Hobart might get another one.
There's
Here
a
it
couple
is.
goals in
Braden
this left.
Mann, you're offside, champ. And no point looking at the offside flag because you missed it anyway.
What do we got left? 9, 10 minutes? There's definitely another goal in this game.
I hope so. We'll just finish it off nicely. And it's probably going to come from South Hobart the way
One of
things are
their
going
subs
as
looks
Walter streaks through. Lazinski would have loved to see him unleash a right foot thunderbolt, but he's tried to look for the pass and it's been intercepted. Like Syson's work today, he's done well to hold the ball up and hasn't lost possession too often. And Fred Hess works hard there to get...
It's always handy when you have Fred and Walter coming on. They've both
yeah,
straight
they're
into
good
it.
players. Geez, I'd love to see Mark Monker come on. Said no one ever. Who was that, man? That's a lovely ball.
Brilliant ball.
And that is
And
a goal to Frederick.
what a finish.
Frederico, lovely little header there.
Maybe could have put his foot through it, but got
No,
down
who
low.
cares?
Got
No,
down
but
low.
nothing wrong with a bit of a... Better not say
Yeah, we probably
anything
go.
like that.
Is that Braden Mann?
Braden,
It
this
was.
is a lovely delivery. He'll be loving that assist.
That's an assist. Linsky, look.
That's interesting finish, but he's done well. Pierce gets a hand on it. But Fred, good on him. Good on him, mate. It's a long way to come for 15, 20 minutes of football, and get on the scorer sheet will make that trip a whole lot better.
Both South subs have had a hand in the goals.
They have, and I think Joe Stevens is just over there. Gilly's man, cool, calm and collected. As Devonport now with the chance to get on the score sheet themselves. Holden. Chilcott's got that look on his face that he wants to kill someone, but he's not going to have the chance because he's already on a yellow, and Holden just still making his way on side, so Sison doesn't really have anyone to go to. And no danger there for South Hobart. Interesting little finish by Hess. He was in the air ready to volley it, and then he decided to put his head on it instead. I'm not sure what, I think General Practice Plus, one of their South Hobart sponsors, he might not need to go see a chiropractor or something if he's going to keep finishing like that. He's contorting his body just to get a head on the ball. Douglas. Yep, South Hobart, Devonport strikers have put the cue in the rack, and could be another goal still for South Hobart as Hess with a little bit of juggly action. And the other sub, Walter. Getting into a very handy subs. Douglas, I'm surprised he hasn't been subbed. Smith uncharacteristically gives the ball up to Braden Mann, who wants to get on the score sheet himself. Tried to bobble one through the minefield of the penalty area, but Pearce cleans it up pretty easily. Holden, nice little bit of work. He's been checked there though. Ripon comes back to help out. And Chilcott. Mulroney shows him how it's done and gets the ball clear. So no real change in the title race as far as this game's concerned.
Is that the stubby coming off there, Nico?
Stubby may have... Yeah, Stubby I'm going to... Yep, we'll call it now.
Oh, I think so. I think it's a fair assumption, a fair call.
Rex Hunt takes a well-earned drink in a nice early minute.
I could go deliver it now, but I don't think that's allowed.
I'm sure he'd just destroy it in probably one foul swoop.
Here we go again.
As Hess breaks into the box. Doesn't deliver that well, though. So it's going to be left to Olympia to do the business next week if they want to seal the title early. They're going to be up against it though. I think South have been probably a bit lacklustre today, but they're
Is that
probably...
at Warone or down at South, Nico?
That's a good question.
No idea.
No
I'm
idea.
asking you 2 questions, you've given me nothing so far.
Yeah, well, I didn't do any research.
No, look, that's fine.
As Gorry plays it out to Smith. I could probably tell you that it would be at South Hobart.
You'd guess so, them being up here.
Well, it was Good Friday, where Good Friday Harry Woolley...
Weren't you down there?
Yeah, I was down there. So that was the first round, so I'm pretty sure that...
Oh dear.
Pretty sure that South Hobart will be at home for that one, although it wasn't a happy hunting ground for them earlier in the year.
No. Gorry
left it behind, and Ludford gratefully picks the ball up.
So South will have Dan Brown back next week, and also his other man up front. Oh.
Pearce picks the ball up. We figured it out. Hamlet might be available.
He's standing over on the sidelines.
We got there.
Just eluded us for a little bit.
We got there. Hammer time could be back. Yeah. We don't know. Who said that? Daniel Brown?
Oh, look, Dan Brown's
probably not true.
Probably not true.
As just play the ball around and see the game out. plays that long out to, I think it's Quayle out there.
Big few weeks for South. They've got
Henry Rippon
Easy
has
boy.
pace, but can't get there. Lewis read it well.
Olympia, then a city on a Sunday, and then they fly to Sydney on a Tuesday. A big few weeks coming up for them.
Big few weeks. Oh dear. Hess plays it to Ludford.
Here we
Look at the hamstrings on this man. He's just burning down the wing.
He loves coming down here to see the statue of Chris McKenna out the front of the stage.
He does. I'm surprised he hasn't tweeted or Snapchatted or Instagrammed or something about it. I'm sure
and I think
has.
Ludford has also seen the mansion of Chris McKenna's also.
Oh, well.
It's an absolute privilege to be in that house.
McKenna's just home in Dubai at the
He
moment,
is.
just checking up on his Sultan duties.
I did say it would be a bit like Where's Wally there, trying to find Chris McKenna in
You
amongst
wouldn't
all
find
the
him.
Dubaians.
You wouldn't find him. Man, if he goes for it, probably would be offside.
Oh.
Although Chilcott just hands the ball to him. Mulroney drills a nice pass. Henry Rippon.
Rippon's looked good since he's come on. He's had
Yep.
a few good things. Only in grade 10.
Devonport have probably done enough to earn themselves a consolation goal towards the end here. It'd be nice to see him put one away. As Smith bombs on. Goes past Hess, but only puts it as far as Ludford, and Ludford shins it out for a throw-in. Chilcott. What can he do this far up the field? Here he goes. We're going to find out.
Oh,
Fancies his
flare.
chances. Look at this. All-a-roo. Got a left foot, mate? No, is the answer. Outside of the right foot goes straight to Pearce.
So
And
South will
Pearce just
enjoy
picked
the
one out long.
bus trip home, Nico.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how their bus trips compared to Devonport's. Probably depend if Ken Morton was on there or not, I suppose. It'd have a fair bearing.
Well, I
on-
can see the van over there, so I'm presuming he's not on the bus.
No, I don't think he likes the bus too much, and don't blame him. South Hobart just looking to ice the game here. It's got ticked into injury time
Could have one more left.
by
I
our
reckon.
clock. Hess, man, will be disappointed. He
Yeah.
not sure he's scored against Devonport this year. It'd be odd as Kemp tries his luck from distance and powers it into the back fence.
Sorry, Nico, I've locked myself out of the laptop again.
That's all
Start
right.
with the final type up.
Jimmy Hordle might just do well to blow the final whistle here and now. And
That's it.
there we go.
She's game over.
Full-time whistle by Jimmy Hordle. It's a pretty comprehensive win in the end by South Hobart. The undermanned Devonport couldn't provide enough firepower up front to trouble the scorers, and it's a pretty workmanlike performance by South Hobart. They've come up here with a job to do, and they've done their job, and without too much flair. There's no injuries to speak of for South Hobart. They got through the game fine, and they should be pressing on to next week's huge encounter against the Olympia Warriors. So we might have a replay of the goals soon. What did you make of the game, Simon?
Yeah, first half wasn't much to speak of, really. Scrappy from both teams, trying to find their way into the game, I'd say. Both were trying to sort of sit off each other and let the other team come towards them. Second half, South looked like they pushed up a little bit more, and didn't give Devonport that time on the ball to bring it out from the back. And I think that, there's that replay.
There's the first goal. There's probably a bit of sun in that.
There was a bit going on in that goal, and
the shadows. That would have been pretty hard for Pearce to pick up. As we have a look at Monker there doing what he does best, carrying the gear.
but
Probably the best gear carrier in the
without
game.
South deserved, and here's the second one.
Pearce probably needed to punch it a bit more towards the sideline, but it's gone
That's
out
great
to
finish.
Lazinski. Yeah, lovely finish, and Thomas
He was up
just
before
telling
they went
everyone
back
about
in.
it too. Don't worry about that.
Just look at my beard.
It's lovely work there by the big Lazinski. It's a solid beard too. And man with the lovely ball here.
That is a brilliant ball. And a bit of a squat header, I think it is.
The chiropractor's nightmare. Hess, he's done well though.
Doesn't matter how they're going, let's face it.
He's headed it downwards towards the goal line. Pearce can only power it into the back of the net, and the smile tells a story. Look at that big smile on his face.
I like Darcy Hall's game too, Nick. I thought he was really good through the middle there.
Yeah, I agree. He looked lively early on and pretty much throughout the whole game, really. Didn't find himself on the score sheet, but he won't worry about that. But yeah, well-rounded performance. Quayle did well, left back. Lewis, Thomas, Ludford did their jobs.
And the subs did their jobs.
Subs did their jobs, and I reckon that's probably all Ken Morton would be saying to him. You come up, did your job. We got bigger fish to fry next week.
And I do like this by Kenny. Still got the boys going through the motions.
So I think we'll leave it there, Wills. We'll leave it with South Hobart comprehensive winners 3-0 over the Devonport Strikers. We'll see you next week.